All right, Deanna from One Church is joining us right now. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Deanna, this is the second time we've talked about this, and I just love this. Tell me about what you guys are doing for um, teens who are in foster care for this holiday Christmas season.
Yeah, absolutely. So last year we had the opportunity to partner with Franklin County Children's Services, and we were just asking them, what can we do for your kids, your teens? And they shared with us that typically during Christmas time, foster teens tend to be kind of left out of the mix. A lot of times, donors want to come in and buy gifts and toys for the little foster kids. So, the trucks and the dolls and things like that. But once you are a teenager, you'll remember you weren't really interested in toys anymore. And so a lot of times they're kind of left out. And so we decided that we were going to help them out. So they told us, a lot of times teens go out with their friends. They want to be able to buy, a quick meal on their own or be able to go shopping at the Easton or something like that.
Mhm.
So we shared with our church just this need and said, hey, there are 775 teens in Franklin County in foster care, and we want to get each one of them a $25 gift card. So whether that's to Amazon or Cane's or Forever 21, whatever the case is. And our church got behind it so much. So we ended up collecting enough gift cards to give every one of those 775 teens three $25 gift cards for Christmas, which was amazing. So this year we said, why not expand this? We know that our teens in Franklin County are not the only ones who are experiencing this, and we want to expand this to the entire state. So we actually reached out to foster agencies, one in every single county, and said, how many teens do you have in your county? We got back our numbers. It's about 5,300 teens. And so we told our church, this year we want to expand. We want to get each one of those 5,300 teens a gift card, a $25 gift card. And we even went beyond that. We reached out to some organizations in these counties, other churches who have come on board. We have about 30 or so organizations and churches who are partnering with us across the state. Because everyone is seeing how much of a need this is. I don't think this is something that we realized was even an issue until it was brought to our front doorstep. And I think that's the same for a lot of other people who now they realize this is an issue and they want to know what they can do to help. So we're really excited about what this year is going to look like across the state of Ohio.
That is so incredible. Gives you chills. I can't believe like how large you guys are expanding this year. It's incredible. Um, what was the response? I don't know if you had the opportunity or people of your members of your church able to interact or talk with some of the teens or some of their uh, caseworkers and different things like that. What was the response like from the actual kids last year?
Yeah. So for obviously for privacy reasons, we're not able to connect directly with the
Yeah.
teens in foster care. But our contact, so I've been speaking with Elizabeth Crabtree, who actually works at Franklin County Children's Services. And she just shared really just kind of the awe, the fact that people who these teens had not ever met, never came in contact with, cared enough to give them such a memorable Christmas. She was saying even her own social workers were just super appreciative and surprised at the outpour of love that they were shown last year. And that's really what it's about, right? So we want to support the people who are in the trenches, who are trying to bring so much support and love to these teens throughout the year. This is one way of saying we see the work that you're doing, but it's also a way of telling the teens, you're still special, you're still loved, you're not forgotten. And we want to make sure you remember that. And so she was just saying that everyone's heart was just super grateful that we had decided to do this for them. And that they were just really amazed at really how much we had collected, which even amazed us how much we'd collected last year. And so that's really on the forefront of our minds this year, is what does it look like across the state of Ohio to remind all of these teens, all of these social workers, everyone who is out here, just trying to, in the midst of craziness, make the world better. We're here and we support you. And just reminding these teens that you are so special and so loved, especially during this Christmas season.
That is truly, truly amazing. Deanna, how can people get the gift cards? I know a lot of people, even outside your church, donated gift cards last year and they were able to drop them off either with reaching out to a parishioner or physically at the church. How can people do that this year, especially with the expansion into all of the 88 counties?
Yeah, so we have a few ways. Probably the simplest way that we've been encouraging people to give is to give online. So if you go to one.church/neighbor, then you will be able to click the give button and you can give money directly to the foster outreach. And so this way we're able to just purchase the gift cards on your behalf. We understand with COVID, there are a lot of limitations. Some people are, not comfortable with driving out, and that's totally okay. You can still participate. We're also collecting gift cards physically on site. So during any one of our services, at both of our campus locations. And then also we're just here throughout the week at the office. So if anyone wants to drop by, we can coordinate that as well. But we'll definitely encourage people, if they'd like to give from any location here or across the country, they can go to one.church/neighbor and give online.
That's awesome. So, are you guys still in Northwest Columbus and in Gahanna? Are those
Yep,
your two locations?
exactly.
Awesome. And just one last, I guess, question for you. You talked about how these children were just so surprised that people they had never met cared so much enough to give them essentially $75 in gift cards to different places to spend as they please. As young adults, why did you guys care that much? Why should people care that much about our teens in the foster care system?
Oh, absolutely. So, I think we kind of all remember what it was like to be a teenager, especially, in those formative years in high school, trying to figure out who you are. There's so much, peer pressure and just trying to live up to these expectations. And even now, just the chaos that our teens are going through, some wanting to be in school and not being able to, and trying to figure out their home situation. And I think for us, it's just a way of reminding people this is what we felt like as teens. We can only imagine what teens today feel like, whether they're, trying to figure out their identity, maybe feel like they don't have someone who they can rely on, don't have someone who truly cares about them. That's what's important to us, is reminding them that you're not the quote cute 7-year-old. It doesn't matter. You're still loved, you're still important, and you still have a purpose. And so if something as simple as a $25 gift card can remind these teens of just how special they are and that there are people out here rooting for them, I think that's just a bit of encouragement that just helps them continue to press on, despite difficult circumstances, despite whatever situations they're in or currently facing. They can think back to this and know, hey, someone across the state, across the city cared enough about me to make sure that I had a Christmas gift on Christmas Day. So clearly there's a purpose for my life, and I want to be able to continue pushing on. So we just want to provide them with that encouraging message this year.